Dunes are an incredibly important environment. They're an important habitat. There's a range of plants and animals that you'll find in them that you won't find anywhere else. We're going to see sea levels rise, we're going to see increased storm frequency resulting in the faster erosion of the sand dunes. That will have an impact on any community associated with them. The Making Space for Sand project is about coastal research. It's about helping communities understand the impact of coastal change and then working with them to have a more sustainable coastal front. The project's also working with the Cornwall Community Flood Forum to lead on the engagement with communities so that they are in a position where they feel empowered.
I'm one of the community engagement officers. I work for Cornwall Community Flood Forum, which is one of the partners in the Making Space for Sand project. We're all about community engagement.
We're hoping to identify community champions that can help bring the communities on board. Our part in the project is to engage with communities to help them develop resilience and adaptation plans to be more resilient to both flooding and coastal change.
Cornwall Wildlife Trust is a project partner in Making Space for Sand, and I'm the Managing Director of CEC. We are the consultancy arm of Cornwall Wildlife Trust. We are helping to survey and map all of the sites, helping to find out what interventions could happen to make them better for wildlife and for the people that want to use and enjoy them.
CEC's part in the Making Space for Sand project has been the baseline habitat surveying of our sand dunes and then doing condition assessments on a number of the dune systems around the county. And this will give us information on the health of the dunes and what we can do to improve that. This will help communities by giving them the information they need to help maintain a healthy dune system.
We're really hoping that this project will get people involved and enthusiastic about their dunes, and as a result we've set up community groups through Andy Nelson, who is really getting communities on board and doing practical things like removing invasive species from the dunes.
So my role as an engagement officer is to connect with the various community groups that are doing this kind of work that you can see going on behind us, volunteers going out, trying to improve the condition of the dunes. Some dune systems are struggling with problems like invasive species, taking over areas, so we can do things like go out with volunteers and remove those invasive species and improve the condition of the dunes.
Friends of Par Beach are a voluntary organisation who began to protect the beach, and so we are carrying on protecting the beach and are very grateful to Making Space for Sand for some help with looking after our special dunes. As you can see, this is quite hard work.
I lead a team of researchers whose contribution to the project is to collect data on how the beaches and the dunes change, with which we then can predict how sea level rise will affect the beaches and the dunes. The whole idea of this project is that this new understanding, these new tools, are then going to be used to inform decisions about how the dunes are managed in the future.
I'm a coastal process scientist at Southwest Coastal Monitoring. The main piece of data that we're collecting is the UAV data. It effectively is a drone and it's collecting high resolution data of the beach, and from that we can then do comparisons year on year and how the beach is changing. We're also installing coast-snap sites like this one, and the idea is that you place your camera on the cradle and you take a photo of the beach, and whenever someone takes a photo they send that in to us and it allows us to track changes on the beach. The whole idea of collecting this data is to allow for research companies, academics, projects such as Making Space for Sand to be able to help better predict what our beaches will look like and how they will respond to climate change.
So the project itself, which focuses on 40 beach locations across Cornwall, will have different levels of intervention. For example, in some there may be a lot of community engagement. Some other locations it's more about just gathering information to understand how things are changing. And finally, there is possibly going to be some funding down the line for some active intervention to actually defend some of those locations.
Making Space for Sand is being delivered under DEFRA Flood and Coastal Resilience Innovation Programme. That's a £150 million investment across 25 projects. And here in Cornwall, we're looking at the role that dunes play, providing coastal protection and flood defences for the communities in behind them.
Coastal communities are absolutely essential to this project. Their livelihoods are very reliant on beaches and on the coastline. Actually having them at the heart of the conversation and the decision-making process helps ensure that what we have is something where they have ownership. We're empowering them and enabling them to make a positive difference.